Hey, all, Baruch Halevi B here from the Defiant Spirit. Thanks for tuning in. I want to share with you a very important teaching in the aftermath of what happened in Israel, which I have been talking about recently. I'm both Israeli, I'm American, I'm a Jew, I'm an ordained rabbi. I have both an obligation to talk about it, but also a personal need to talk about it and a professional need to talk about it because I built my entire life around guiding people of all religions. I work with somebody who's a Muslim. I work with many Christians. Of course, I have Jews who I work with, guiding people of all religions, no religion, many secular, atheist people, people who are Israeli. I work with somebody who's Lebanese. I've worked with many people from around the world and mostly North America. It doesn't matter. Right now, more than ever before, what we need to get back to is what unifies us, what unites us, not what divides us. Because what unites us, at least those of us who are decent, open-hearted, open-minded, modern human beings. And I say that to distinguish ourselves from Hamas, from people who don't value human life and who don't have our value system. But other than those sort of extremists, the vast majority of people I meet, almost everybody I meet, is of this other, of, as Dr. Viktor Frankl, my teacher and mentor, says, there are only two races, the decent and the indecent. And so I talk to and work with and build my life around the decent men, women, children like you. And what we have to get back to is that, our common ground. And there's nothing more uniting and unifying than what Viktor Frankl calls the defiant power of the human spirit. He has a beautiful teaching or a saying about it, and I just want to share with you what he says. He says, the defiant power of the human spirit is that piece of you, that aspect of you, that spiritual essence of you that is able to resist and to brave whatever conditioning or circumstances or situations or suffering you may be facing or enduring. Whoever you are, wherever you are. Maybe you're watching this in the Gaza Strip on your phone. Maybe you're watching this in Israel, in one of the bomb shelters. Maybe you're watching this in Timbuktu. It doesn't matter where you're watching it. It doesn't matter who you are. All that matters is that you and that I and that we get back to that essence of who we are. We are not bodies. Our bodies break. Our bodies can be blown up and torched and decimated and desecrated. Our minds can become ill, can become twisted. Look at these extremists. They've lost their minds. They are no longer rational beings. But we can all lose our minds to varying degrees over time. Bodies break, our minds can become ill. But what Viktor Frankl taught through and out of the Holocaust is that there is a piece of us that is always there, that is unbroken, that is beyond illness, that is always whole. And that's what he meant by the defiant power of the human spirit, that spirit that not only is in you, that spirit that is you. It isn't that you have a spirit. You are a spirit in essence. He called it nous. Call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter what you call it. All that matters is we find our way back to it and we anchor ourselves by it. In these times, over this past period of time, since we've been reminded of evil once again, and so many of us have been devastated by this or are continuously being devastated. As I record this, there are good, decent people in harm's way in the Gaza Strip, put into that situation by terrorists, put into that situation by an evil regime that doesn't care about them, that uses children. Hamas uses children as human shields. Israel has been trying to get them out of there. They've been dropping leaflets, sending text messages, giving them warnings to get out, and Hamas continues to make them stand in front of rocket launchers and stay in their homes when they've been told to evacuate because they have a total disregard for human life. And we've got to, wherever you are, whoever you are, get back to this, that there's nothing that you hold outside of you, that you own completely. Viktor Frankl taught about the Nazis took away everything. They took away his wife. They took away his unborn child. They took away his parents. They took away his family and his friends, all murdered. They took away his livelihood. They took away his home. They took away his community. They took away his clothes. They took away his hair. They shaved every hair on his body, as he describes a man's search for meaning. But there was one thing that wasn't theirs to take away, and he called it the defiant power of the human spirit. No matter where you are, no matter what you are going through, that is yours and yours alone. And during these times, whether we're in the trenches or whether we're out witnessing it and affected by it in that way, or maybe it's, of course, it's not just what's happening in Israel. You're going through your particular traumas and dramas and life struggles. I call them life's T's, transitions, tests, trials, traumas, tragedies, whatever you're going through, wherever you are in life, you always have this defiant power of the human spirit. And it is now that we need to discover it, and we need to turn to that piece of you that was, that is, and that will always be. This is a aspect of you that was there when you were 5 and 15 and 55, and it'll be there at 95, and it'll be there long after your body is gone. And there's 1,000 different ways to turn to it, to access it, to anchor ourselves within it, to draw upon it. But right now, right here, we need to reorient ourselves back to it. Again, we'll talk about, and I have so many videos on different ways to turn to our defiant power of human spirit. But this is a reminder that that's not only what you are, it's who you are. It's why I built my entire professional practice around it, the defiant spirit. It's why I built my entire life around it. It's not particular to a religion. It's partially why I'm not functioning as a rabbi anymore, because I got tired of teaching it from one particular framework. I find it in my Kabbalistic mystical practice. I find it in my Buddhist meditation mindfulness practice. I find it in yoga, my yoga Hindu practice. I find it when I'm studying mathematics. I find it in the principles of physics. I find it in the Enneagram. I find it in Catholic mysticism. I find it in living life. There are so many ways to express it. But what is constant and common to us all is this defiant power of our spirit, of your spirit. So now more than ever, it is time to turn to that spirit, to get in touch with that spirit. Again, the defiant power of the human spirit, writes Frankl, is your capacity as a spiritual being to resist and brave whatever conditioning, circumstances, or suffering you may face or endure. We're going to talk more about Viktor Frankl's experience through the Holocaust. We're going to talk more about how to discover meaning in your life and purpose for your life and cultivate resilience in this life. Because now, more than ever before, we need meaning and we need purpose and we need resilience. And it comes only when we start at the foundation of who we are as an individual, of who we are as a race, the decent, not the indecent, as who we are as human beings. At the end of the day, it starts with the defiant power of your human spirit. That spirit that is within you, that spirit that is you. That's all my messages for today. Just a reminder of what you already know, but we all need reminders of what we already know every single day of our lives. God bless you. Source bless you. Allah bless you. Yahweh bless you. Shekhinah bless you. Jesus bless you. Buddha bless you. You bless you. I bless you. Until the next time, live the defiant power of your human spirit.